What's up, homies? It's time for the Homies Real Estate Podcast. It's your host, Anthony.
I'm Angel.
I'm a realtor.
I'm a lender.
And together, we're going to break down this crazy real estate market. It's the beginning of the month. Angel, what time is it?
Market update time.
Yup. We're going to go over the market update for Los Angeles County. The data just came out for June. Are prices continuing to go up? Are they going down? Is there an inflection point? Are we going into a buyer's market? So we're going to go rocket rounds. I'm going to go over the data quickly. Me and Angel will dissect it, give our projections for the future. So let's go right into it. Let's look at the median sales price in Los Angeles County. It's $890,000 as of June 2022. It did decrease $10,000 since last month. In May 2022, it was $900,000. When we look at median price per square foot, another really good indication of whether prices are going down or not. Median price per square foot did drop from $621 in May 2022 to now $610 in June 2022. That's still 11.3% increase from 1 year ago. Now let's look at active listings. How many homes are available to be purchased? Right now, we're looking at 12,254 active listings. It's a pretty big increase from last month, which was 10,142. But yet, it's still year over year about 10% less. June 2021, we're looking at 13,487 listings. And typically in June, we're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of 18 to 20,000 listings. When we look at inventory month supply, if there was no more homes listed, it would take about currently 2.2 months for the current homes on the market to be sold. In a balanced market, again, we're talking about 5 to 6 months, and in a buyer's market, that's 6+ months. So we're still in an extreme seller's market, although we are making significant progress there. And then when we look at median days on market, it increased from 10 days in May 2022 to now 11 days in June 2022. Again, this is still extremely fast. We typically would see from 2017 to 2020, somewhere in the ballpark of 25 to 40 days on market. And then lastly, let's just look at closed sales, right? How many homes were sold in June 2022? We're looking at 5,585. That's 22% less than we did 1 year ago, which was 7,158. And we typically would see somewhere in the ballpark of, 6,000 to 7,000 homes sold in June from 2017 to 2020. So we're just short of what we typically would see there. So Angel, what catches your attention about this Los Angeles County real estate market update?
I think all of it, home prices going down, more properties on the market, which is awesome. Days on market, I thought that would have gone up a little bit more. I was thinking maybe 2-3 more days, but to be 11 is still super quick.
Exactly.
But yeah, it looks like signs are pointing in the direction we're not nearly close to a balanced market, but definitely not where we were at 2-3 months ago. Buyers, this is a good sign for you. I know, but it's a double-edged sword. Is more inventory, less competition, but of course that's also a cause due to the increase in interest rates, right? So I'm very, very curious for next month. I think May we really saw those rate hikes taking effect, and the people who opened escrow in May closed in June, which that reflects these numbers. Now people who are going to be opening escrow in June and closing in July, I'm curious to see that. My perspective on the market right now is that I do see people waiting on the sidelines with these higher rates. But more people, it's weird. It was, I think, when we initially got rates, this is not just in the month of June, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I want to say, rates hit the 6%. The average 30-year fixed interest rate was at 6%. People weren't applying. Now, over the last few weeks, mortgage applications have continued to increase over the last 2 weeks. Waiting for the numbers for this past week, but I would assume it's going to go up as well. I can see that in my personal production. I see more people wanting to apply for mortgages. And then rates have come down a little bit as well. So I think it's interesting to see where the market is heading. But it is good signs for you buyers who are still interested in buying right now. I think we've even seen some price reductions.
Yes, we have.
listing agents are actually texting back the buyer agent now saying, hey, you're going to be putting an offer in. Another thing I saw on the MLS, a couple listing agents are already putting in there willing to help seller with closing costs or price reductions. These are things we would never see 2-3 months ago. So these are definitely good signs for you buyers out here that are looking right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Angel. You nailed it right there. We're starting to see the market soften. I mean, when we look at inventory month supply, it's crazy to think that it was at 1.7 just a month ago, and now it's at 2.2. We haven't been at this high of inventory month supply since September 2021. Again, this isn't like we're in a balanced market by any means. It's just a much easier market, right? As opposed to competing with 10 plus offers, you're now going to be competing with somewhere in the ballpark of 2 to 5 offers, which makes the experience so much more pleasurable as buyers, because anyone can attest to how hard it was. You know, last year it was insane. You were looking every single weekend for a month to 2 months straight, putting offers well over asking, not knowing whether you're even going to get a counter. So I think this is a much better market for you buyers, because the experience is a lot more pleasurable. You have a much better shot of getting the homes you're looking for. And it's the expectation of what sellers are now asking for is much lower, right? Now sellers are willing to credit for repairs, help out with closing costs, are now sprucing up the place and make it look nicer. Because 6 months ago, a year ago, man, they were selling the home as is, wouldn't touch a nail. But now, you best believe these sellers are putting in more work to get their home sold, because if not, they're gonna sit on the market just a tad bit longer.
Exactly. Now we're seeing people willing, sellers accepting offers 30 days. We finally have some inspections, right? Back on the buyer side. People were waiving all inspections before just to get an offer accepted. Now it seems like, not that, depending on the property, it might be necessary, but now it seems like we're going back into, I guess, just normal, right? Normality. And with that being said, just to be at the extreme we were at a couple months ago and last year, this just feels like a balanced market. It's not, but it just feels like it because of how crazy it was. So yeah, definitely good sign for you buyers. What I will say for any sellers out there still, if you have the right realtor marketing your property correct, pricing your property correct, you are still going to get multiple offers on your home. Do not get it wrong. Like this is still a very good time to sell your house if you're looking in the market. And a lot of that's also going to be determined on where interest rates end up throughout the rest of this year, right? But I think right now is still a very good time to sell your property.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now it might be probably the best time to sell your home for the next couple of months, because we are starting to see these active listings go up. And I kind of want to put the parallel between active listings and inventory month supply in perspective for you, so you have an idea of like how it correlates. So right now, in active listings, we have somewhere in the ballpark of 12,200 active listings as of June 2022. Last June, we were looking at 13,487 active listings. It was more, and you saw how crazy the market was, right? From 2018 to 2020, we were looking somewhere in the ballpark of 15,000 to 21,000 active listings in June. And in those months, in those years from 2017 to 2020, we were looking at inventory month supply anywhere between 3.2 to as high as 3.8. So remember, a balanced market is 5 to 6 months of inventory month supply. So even if we get twice as many listings, right, and head back somewhere in the ballpark of 20,000 listings, we're still going to be probably under 4 months of inventory month supply. So it's going to take us a very, very long time to flip into a balanced market or even a buyer's market. So I don't want anybody to be reading headlines because you're seeing things that are happening in different states, in different cities, and thinking that's going to happen here, because it's going to take us a long time for us to bounce out of this seller's market into any type of balanced market or buyer's market. So just put that into perspective as a buyer, and don't be afraid to look for a home now. It's actually a much more pleasurable time to look for a home now, and know that yes, interest rates are high, but they're likely going to drop. Once these interest rates drop, you're going to qualify, or everyone's going to qualify for a lot more. And again, rush the market, and anyone that owns property will likely see their property values soar, because now there's so many more people qualifying for more and purchasing homes. So just wanted to put that into perspective for you buyers.
And so, to add, I think Anthony brought up a great point. Like, we're in a recession. We're officially in a recession, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, historically speaking, home prices do well during recessions. And the reason for that is because the government, the feds, are going to be lowering rates to stimulate the economy, right? So my prediction, by the end of this year, we will see rates come back down. We see rates come back down. Just as Anthony said, everyone's on the sideline right now. Everyone's just waiting for rates to come back down. Take advantage right now where rates are up. I know we've preached this several times on the podcast, but it's just the truth. Home prices are not going to fall. They're just going to appreciate at a slower rate, right? So take advantage and get in a home now. And guess what? In 6 months, you can just refinance your property, right? There was a lender that I follow on Instagram. He brings up a good quote. It's marry the home and date the rate, right? So like, what he's saying is, you buy your home, that's your home forever, right? But doesn't mean you have to stick to that rate forever. The interest rate you can change in the future. So I think that's a really good analogy of what owning a home can do for you, right? Is you can pretty much repurchase your property over and over if it makes financial sense for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, rents are increasing. They've gone up quite a bit, 17% year over year. And as more people start to settle for renting again, it's going to, again, drive up rent even more. So don't follow the herd. You want to make sure that you're doing what's right for you. And if purchasing and just paying a little bit more for a year to 2 years as interest rates are higher makes sense, then I would 100% look into that option. Angel, let's go ahead and make a projection. So I think we both made projections for last month, right? And we said that the median sales price was going to decrease. I think you said $15,000 and I said $10,000.
I think it's the other way around. I think I got it on there.
So you said it's gonna decrease 10,000, and
I said 5 to 10. That's what I feel. I'm pretty sure I said 5 to 10.
Oh, we're gonna have to run it back. We're gonna have to look that up, Jacob, and see what Angel said. But
put it in the edit, and then boom.
Well, anyways,
fast forward.
Median sales price did decrease 10,000 since last month. And since April 2022, it hasn't increased since then, right? So it was 900,000 in April 2022, and now it's 890,000 in June.
Quick question for you, Anthony, because I think a lot of anybody listening is going to be like, okay, homes aren't appreciating, then why did the average home price go down? You know what I mean? I think that's a question that sometimes I even have. It's like, okay, if home, because a home is appreciating right now. Homes are appreciating, but if the average home price goes down, doesn't that mean that doesn't mean properties are depreciating?
Yeah, that's a great question, Angel. So I think when we look at the appreciation, you always want to look at year over year. It's hard to look at appreciation on a month by month basis, just because there are certain months where home values tend to go down and other months where home values tend to go up. Yeah, which is why typically, like during the holiday season, prices are a little bit lower. Typically during the summer months, prices are higher. So when you want to look at appreciation, you typically want to look at year over year data. And we're looking at a year over year increase from June 2022 of 6.6%, or 890,000 in June 2022, and in June 2021, 825,000, right? So that's an increase of $65,000. So when you look at appreciation, really try to look at year over year data. Do not try to look at month over month data, because every month is different. Real estate is seasonal.
Yep, I agree. That's why I just wanted to clarify that, because I'm sure people have that question. And he's right, because it just depends. I think right now too, it's like, all right, we're in the summer months, it should be going up, but again, with the change in rates, it is going to be fluctuating that average the median sales price. So yeah, just something I wanted to throw out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Angel, let's make our projection. Median sales price did decrease 10,000 since last month. Interest rates are still high. It looks like prices are likely going to continue to plateau, if not decrease. What's your projection for July 2022?
I think we stay at that 890 mark or 885.
Okay.
I think the month of June, right, or
July.
the homes that got an escrow in June, closing in July,
Yeah,
will go down. We'll bring it down a bit, and then I'm already kind of predicting into the future. I think July going into August, we're gonna see the prices come back up. That's just my projection.
gotcha. I'm right there with you. We just still have so many more homes that need to be sold. We still have so much buyer demand compared to the current supply. I think that we're likely going to plateau, if not decrease 5,000. I don't see it going lower than 885. July is typically a very hot month, typically a month where a lot of people are looking to make moves because school's out and so forth. So I anticipate home prices being, median sales price being between 885 to 890,000. And I still think that it's a good time to do both, buy or sell right now.
Exactly.
Angel, that wraps up the Los Angeles County real estate market update. Homies, I hope you found this helpful. Where can we find you, Angel?
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram.
At Your Mortgage Angel on Instagram. You know where to find us, at the Luevanos Group. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, highly recommend that you watch this on YouTube, because I'm putting all the charts there. That way you can follow along, as opposed to trying to, picture the chart in your head and see what's happening, because it makes it so much harder without seeing the visual. So with that said, homies, I want to wish you all the best. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you. Hey, homies, it's Angel from the Homies Real Estate Podcast. This podcast contains our opinions and is for educational purposes only. It does not guarantee any projections and should not serve as the basis for any purchase or sale in real estate.